Shout, shout the battle cry of freedom.
Live from Studio 103, CGJS News. Breaking news. We have found a time machine in our studio.
We would now like to bring you the famous people of the Civil War. And here is Henry Clay. Hey Henry Clay, don't you write all those compromises?
Why, yes, that is me.
Didn't you just finish the Compromise of 1850?
Well, I can't take all the credit. I did have some help from Calhoun and Webster.
So what is this compromise all about?
Well, it's an idea based on Douglas's principles, involving California entering the Union as a free state. New Mexico and Utah are open to slavery based on popular sovereignty. The slave trade is outlawed in Washington, D.C., and there's a stricter fugitive slave law.
Wow, what compromise haven't you thought of?
Well, I can't take credit for the Declaration of Independence, but I did come up with Clay's American system.
I remember learning about that in my old APUSH class. So where do you stand on the issue of slavery?
Well, I've heard something to be said about allegiance to the South. I know no South, no North, no East, no West, to which I owe any alliance.
Well, thank you, Mr. Clay. It was nice talking to you.
You too. Hello, Zachary Taylor.
Good day, miss.
So what is your view on slavery?
Well, I believe slavery is constitutional, but should not be spread to newly acquired territories. I am a strong believer of states deciding whether or not to have slavery.
So how do you feel about the South's threat of secession?
Well, I favor the statehood of New Mexico and California. But when California prohibited slavery, the South opposed its submission into the Union. I refuse to reconsider, and am firmly against the South's desire to separate from the Union.
So what do you feel is a good plan to keep the country together?
I would not use compromise, but force to prevent secession. Upon its preservation, the United States must depend our own... Wait, that doesn't make sense. Okay, once I go down to the quote...
Look at your young men fighting. Look at your women crying.
We are here with Horace Greeley, who is editor of the New York Tribune. Good morning. I love your newspapers. I read one in a DBQ when I was in high school.
Oh, what?
Never mind. So what's your stance on slavery?
I oppose it, but I know abolitionists. That's why I oppose the Mexican War, because it would only benefit the slave owners.
Good luck on that presidential election.
I wasn't thinking about running.
That's okay. He dies anyway. Well, thank you and goodbye, sir.
Goodbye.
Beneath it oft we've conquered and will conquer oft again.
Hello, Officer Grant.
Well, good day.
What was your role during the Civil War?
I originally commanded a volunteer regiment and soon became a brigadier general. My goal was to take control of the Mississippi and cut off the Confederacy. I took Fort Henry and attacked Fort Donelson.
What were your conditions during the war?
No terms except an unconditional and immediate surrender can be accepted.
Were there any problems with your military campaign?
In April of 1862, after the battle at Shiloh, many people wanted me removed. However, Lincoln refused to fire me.
What were your major accomplishments?
After the battle at Vicksburg, I cut the Confederate line in half and was appointed General-in-Chief in 1864, and on April 9th, 1865, at the Potomac Creek Courthouse, General Lee surrendered.
Because we won the war, correct?
Yes, the enemy had run out of supplies and were down to only 10,000 men.
Well, it was nice talking to you.
And also with you. Oh, it's Roger B. Taney, Chief Justice of the United States, that was the Chief Justice during the Dred Scott case.
Right. Well, in that case, I decided that according to the Declaration of Independence that stated all men are created equal, I reasoned that it is too clear for dispute that the enslaved African race were not intended to be included and formed no part of the people who framed and adopted this declaration.
Well, aren't slaves people too?
No, they're just property. Under the Fifth Amendment, property cannot be taken away.
Well, I'm glad that changed.
Pardon me.
Well, you have to go now. Thank you for answering my questions.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm gonna go too. Now we'd like to welcome John Brown, the ghost of conflicts past. How are you, sir?
Never been better. What's better than dying for your cause?
Okay. So tell me about your fight to end slavery.
Well, I raided Harper's Ferry and killed many white men.
But you're a white man. Why do you feel so strongly about the cause?
Well, I feel slavery is wrong, and the government isn't doing anything to help, so I decided to take matters into my own hands.
What was your ultimate goal?
To have all the African Americans join me in a revolt and start a free black civilization.
Well, it was worth a shot. I'm sorry your goal wasn't accomplished.
What are you talking about? My race started the war. Without me, the slaves never would have been free.
Yeah, right. Well, thanks for talking to us, Mr. Brown. A big thanks from our studio.
What are you talking about? I thought this was my victory speech, because without me, the North would never have won.
Okay. Speech, interview, it's the same but different. Goodbye, Mr. Brown.
Nice to chat with you.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
And now we would like to announce the winner of our drawing contest. Now for everyone who doesn't know what's going on, which is quite a few of you, considering the fact that we didn't get many submissions, let me tell you what the contest is all about. We wanted our viewers to send us pictures that capture the spirit of the Civil War. The winner will receive $1 million. And the winner is, drum roll please, Emily from New York. Our political cartoon shows the tensions between the country and how strongly people felt for their cause during the Civil War. Plus, she's a really good drawer. Now, we think we should show you the best effort because everyone needs a good laugh. Wah, wah, wah.
Hey! These letters belong to Mr. Davis. Let me return them.
Or we could take them and sell them for $1 million because they're an actual artifact.
No. We should return them. It looks like they're from a spy, so I don't think we should be seen with them.
Well, hello, Jefferson Davis.
Well, hello, but don't you mean Mr. President?
Oh, right. Sorry. So tell me about your presidency.
Well, I used to be a member of the Senate, and I'm a strong supporter of states' rights. I worked all night and day to preserve for 12 years to prevent the war, but I could not. The North was mad and blind and would not let us govern ourselves, and so the war came.
Oh. And I hear people don't like you very much.
Well, I was almost impeached, and we don't have a unified army yet, but I'm going to get one.
You know what? You should buy one on eBay.
What?
Never mind. Well, thanks for talking to me.
Much obliged.